I prepared for you some statistics. If you bear with me, it's very important to ponder upon these statistics and know so you can understand the situation in Syria from the humanitarian perspective. In 2014, the Syrians have surpassed the Afghans when it comes to refugees. So the humanitarian crisis is of that magnitude. All of these statistics that I'll be mentioning, they're either, you can find them by USAID, UN OCHA, or the UNCHR, and that's practically from these three organizations. So these are all something. So we believe the numbers are worse than these numbers. But let's go with these numbers. 12.2 million people in Syria are in need of humanitarian aid. You know what it means when the UN says that half of the population in Syria needs assistance, humanitarian assistance? When they talk about humanitarian assistance, they talk about food security, health security, and shelter, mainly. They add wash to it, that's the water and sanitation and health issues. These are the four main sectors. That means people have reached certain level of poverty that they've made it to the radar screen of people who need help. Half of the population, 54%, 12.2 million people. 4.6 million of these people are in humanitarian need, or they require humanitarian assistance, and they are in hard to reach areas. So this is the areas that are under siege, for example, or there is significant fighting in this area that's delivering aid to them is difficult. This is what Dr. Qayas was talking about. In some areas, it is difficult to deliver in-kind donation. Oh, I have 2 minutes. So when it's hard to deliver in-kind donation, you have to deliver cash to them, and they need to make do with that cash. So I'll go faster, inshallah. Oh, if you have children, raise your hand. Raise your hand. I want to see everybody who has children. Please raise your hand. Just imagine that something happened in Dallas, la samahallah, and your child is affected by that and affected negatively. Can you imagine tonight that your child, let's use the UN definition, a child who is anybody who is up to 17 years old, right? That you are unable to provide food to them tonight? Does that thought come to our heads here in Dallas? I can probably say definitively not. 5.5 million children are affected by this crisis. 7.6 million people are internally displaced. That means they had to move out of Damascus, they had to move out of Homs, they had to move out of Dar'a, they have to leave their homes and seek shelter where they perceive it's safer for them to live in. 7.6 million people. 3.8 million people have become refugees, either in Turkey or in Lebanon or in Jordan or in Iraq or in Egypt and other countries as well, and the numbers are known. This number by end of 2015, the UN expects this number to be 4.2 million. This is what Dr. Qiyas was talking about. 10,000 of those may come to the US, and maybe a significant number of the 10,000 will be coming to Dallas. And inshallah, we will be blessed in Dallas to have the honor of taking care of them and help them out. 54.3% of the population in Syria lives in extreme poverty. And remember, this is not me talking. This is the UN and international organization that this is what they do for a living. And when they talk about extreme poverty, again, the situation is very bad. Education. %51.8%. Wallahi, this number of education breaks my heart. 51% of the children in Syria now, they are lacking in their education. And let me tell you what the statistics say. Nationwide, 51.8% of children are no longer attending school. Let's talk about health very quickly. Those of you who have graduated medical school in Damascus, I think you know that there are 91 public hospitals in the country. 61 of those hospitals have been destroyed. It's a big number, and that limits the ability of all bodies that are controlling areas to deliver health services to people.